Country music star Garth Brooks is being accused of...
It's kind of like a symbol of my entire career. They've always just I don't know why they've been there, but they have, and they take great care of you. As much as I'd like to promote.
Garth Brooks just named 5 musicians he hates, and the reverberations of his announcement have already begun to reshape conversations across the music world. Fans who have long celebrated his larger-than-life charisma and boundary-busting performances now find themselves wrestling with a more confrontational side of the country legend. The sheer act of singling out artists, ones whose contributions to the industry are as varied as they are prolific, speaks to a moment of reckoning within the music community where old alliances are tested and new divisions threaten to take root. Before we start, smash the like and subscribe buttons for more updates. At the heart of this revelation lies the question of motive. Why would a figure revered for uniting crowds under the banner of universal emotion choose to draw lines of division so sharply? Some speculate that Brooks is reacting to perceived slights or artistic disagreements, while others point to the business currents that run beneath every hit single and every sold-out stadium. In naming these 5 individuals, he has illuminated the often unspoken tensions that simmer just below the surface of collaboration and competition, forcing fans and critics alike to ponder the fine line between creative rivalry and genuine animosity. This episode shines a harsh light on the nature of public persona. Brooks has built his career on the sincerity of his stage presence. Wide-brimmed hat tilted just so, booming voice carrying tales of heartbreak and homecomings. Yet by openly expressing disdain for his peers, he introduces an element of calculated image craft. Is this a genuine purge of frustration, or a tactical maneuver designed to dominate headlines and drive streaming numbers? The distinction matters, for if Brooks escorts personal grudges into the glare of celebrity, the sincerity he has long traded in may risk feeling transactional. The first implication is for the relationships among established artists. Music has always thrived on camaraderie, guest appearances, co-headlining tours, impromptu jam sessions backstage. When one of the genre's biggest names throws accusations of dislike into the public domain, the delicate web of mutual support can begin to fray. Those who once sat comfortably at Brooks's invitation-only barbecues may now wonder whether they are still welcome, and whether every handshake on stage could mask an undercurrent of distrust. Equally significant is the impact on up-and-coming musicians who look to Brooks as a mentor figure. For years, he has championed new talent, offering advice on everything from songwriting to stagecraft. But naming 5 artists he despises casts a shadow over that role. To those just embarking on their journeys, it may now seem that acceptance into the inner circle requires more than talent and dedication. It demands a willingness to navigate treacherous personal politics. The very notion of artistic community risks becoming secondary to the art of alliance building. Even dedicated fans must recalibrate their loyalties. Country music enthusiasts often forge personal connections with artists based on shared values and narratives, and they have long held Brooks up as a paragon of authenticity. The revelation of his grudges prompts listeners to confront the complexity of their heroes. The knowledge that the man behind the anthem of rural pride can harbor bitterness toward peers complicates the straightforward love songs they once embraced uncritically. Beyond the confines of genre, the announcement sends ripples through the broader music business. Managers, record labels, and promoters find themselves reassessing the wisdom of pairing Brooks with other marquee names on tours or at festival lineups. Booking a bill that includes one of the 5 artists he disdains could invite headline-grabbing conflicts or cold shoulders in rehearsal halls. The logistics of collaboration, transport, lodging, stage time, now carry an added layer of social calculus, as stakeholders weigh the risk of public spats against the financial rewards of star-studded packages. Social media amplifies every nuance of Brooks' declarations. Hashtags have sprung up on both sides, with supporters lauding his candor and detractors accusing him of grandstanding. Viral clips circulate of celebrities responding in carefully worded interviews, some with measured restraint, others with pointed rebuttals. The digital sphere, always hungry for controversy, latches onto every retweet and subtweet, accelerating the transformation of private displeasure into public spectacle. The specter of litigation also looms. In a litigious age where defamation claims have ensnared high-profile figures across industries, naming individuals as targets of hatred potentially opens Brooks to legal challenges. Although expressing personal dislike typically falls within the bounds of free speech, the stakes rise when such statements affect commercial opportunities or reputations. Lawyers in Nashville cafes have already begun dissecting transcripts and recordings, calculating whether a civil suit could find traction. Industry award shows face a delicate balancing act. Annual celebrations of musical achievement thrive on conviviality and mutual respect, yet they depend on the glittery presence of headliners to draw ratings. If Brooks and any of the artists he named share the same red carpet, producers must decide whether to orchestrate distancing measures or risk awkward encounters. Stage collaborations, once crowd-pleasing surprises, may now be scrapped in favor of safer, solo-focused segments. Journalistic ethics enter new terrain as well. Music critics and entertainment reporters must tread carefully, distinguishing between legitimate analysis of Brooks's career trajectory and sensationalist coverage that perpetuates the feud. Context becomes paramount, examining the historical relationships between Brooks and each named artist, tracing back possible sources of discord, and resisting the lure of clickbaity headlines. The delicate craft of narrative journalism finds fresh challenges in balancing transparency with responsibility. For the musicians in question, the immediate concern revolves around brand management. In today's ecosystem, where personal narrative can be as potent a promotional tool as the music itself, being publicly denounced by an icon carries both risks and unexpected advantages. Some of the five may seize the moment to craft comeback stories, turning the narrative of antagonism into an opportunity to highlight their resilience. Others might retreat behind carefully curated press statements, seeking to diffuse tensions before they morph into protracted social media wars. The broader cultural context cannot be ignored. Music has always served as a reflection of societal dynamics. Struggles for identity, battles between tradition and innovation, quests for unity amid diversity. Brooks's act of naming disliked peers inadvertently mirrors a society increasingly polarized, where public figures wield influence to draw sharp lines between us and them. In this sense, the episode becomes less about country music gossip and more about the role of leaders, artistic or otherwise, in a fractious world. From a marketing perspective, one wonders whether the announcement portends a strategic pivot. Controversy sells, and if Brooks, or his management, believes that headline dominance translates to streaming milestones, the gambit may be designed to ignite a buzz. Album sales and ticket demand could spike as curious listeners tune in to catch references to the feud woven into new songs or live banter. Whether this tactic yields long-term goodwill or merely a transient ratings bump remains an open question. Creative collaboration takes on a new dimension in the wake of Brooks's statements. Songwriters and producers who once counted on the seamless exchange of ideas between artistic equals may now approach sessions with hesitation. The fear of inadvertently crossing lines that trigger personal enmity could stifle experimentation, leading to cookie-cutter projects that minimize the risk of offense. Innovation, often born of friction, might suffer if artists err on the side of caution. Public relations teams across the board are on high alert. Crisis management protocols, typically reserved for addressing controversies like leaked demos or off-color remarks, now extend to damage control around personal animosities. Press releases are drafted with meticulous attention to tone. Tone checkers scour interviews for any hint of escalation, and spokespeople prepare contingency plans for joint appearances. The machinery of modern celebrity defense mobilizes at full tilt. Academic circles may seize upon the episode as a case study in media studies and popular culture. Scholars investigating the intersection of identity, performance, and public discourse will analyze Brooks's move as an example of how celebrity personalities manipulate narratives. University seminars may dissect the power dynamics at play, probing the ethical considerations of wielding influence to shape public opinion about peers. The economic implications for festivals and tours loom large. Co-booking artists on multi-day lineups becomes riskier if fans expect fireworks, literal or figurative, from strained relationships. Sponsors, sensitive to brand safety, might balk at associating with events that could descend into on-stage confrontations. The ripple effect could shrink budgets for future festivals or lead to more conservative booking strategies, privileging solo headline slots over ensemble spectacles. Even the way music journalism is taught could evolve. Professors guiding budding critics may highlight this incident as a lesson in maintaining objectivity when covering personal feuds. Students will practice crafting nuanced pieces that balance reporting on sensational claims with contextualizing artists' broader careers and contributions. In this sense, Brooks' declaration serves as a pedagogical tool, prompting reflection on the responsibilities of those who document pop culture. If you liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, leave your comments below and tell us. What are your thoughts on Garth Brooks naming 5 musicians she hates? Who and why? We want to hear from you. Thank you for watching and see you next time.